What's up, everybody? It's Heidi Fang here with Sam Gordon, our Raiders beat writer, and we're going to get you caught up here with what is happening with the Raiders ahead of this very key game with the Colts coming up here at Allegiant Stadium on Sunday. First of all, Sam, we've got to let the people know what's happening with Josh Jacobs. He did not practice today, so what does this mean down the stretch?
Yeah, Heidi, definitely. I mean, I think the Raiders, there's no secret, the Raiders want their top running back for these last four games. But at the same time, you want to be careful with him, right? We know Devontae Booker is a capable backup. Maybe it's the type of thing where you see how Jacobs progresses through the course of the week. Just because he didn't practice today, I don't think that's the end-all, be-all. Maybe you're gradual with him, see where he's at Thursday, Friday, and then decide to go from there. But not positive. I mean, definitely not the news the Raiders wanted. I'm sure they want him back out in that practice field. Also, no Jeff Heath today. No Damon Arnett. Safety Jonathan Abram was back, albeit on a limited basis. And then, of course, the big one, the right tackle, number 77, Trent Brown, was back on the practice field with the Raiders again, working with the first team. So that is positive news for the Raiders as they get ready for a Colts team that, frankly, is very good defensively. Good against the run, good against the pass. You want your best offensive lineman out there, and Trent Brown certainly qualifies as that. Matter of fact, Carr, Raiders quarterback Derek Carr, was quite effusive in his praise for Trent Brown today. Here's what he had to say.
It's lovely to see Trent out at practice today. Anyone would be silly to say it wasn't. Our offensive line, I think, is the best in the NFL, and I love those guys. And I think that all of them should be Pro Bowlers. I think all of them should go and get every accolade ever because of what they've been able to do and how many positions they've played. And then when Trent gets healthy and he's coming back, you hope he can play, and then you see what could be.
That was Derek Carr again talking about Trent Brown, just how key he is on that O-line. I'm sure he has been missed, especially, when you look at a game like last week where there were some times there where Derek Carr was getting rushed in the pocket. So he's going to enjoy, I think, having that presence just alone of Trent Brown on the tackle end is great. So, Sam, let's talk a little bit about the other side of the ball. On defense with the Colts, you brought it up, but DeForest Buckner, what has he meant to this Colts team coming in and being somebody that can bring the pressure?
Yeah, I don't think there's any secret, Heidi. He's one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL. He was a core part of that San Francisco 49ers unit that, as you know, was the best defensive team, one of the best defensive teams in all of football last season. They certainly miss his presence. Hasn't quite been as dominant, per se, in terms of the production, right? 4.5 sacks. He's on pace for maybe 6 or 7. He had 7.5 last season, 12 the year before that. But it's his presence. And Colts coach Frank Reich on a conference call this morning where Raiders reporters talked about how he's one of the best leaders he had ever been around and has really invigorated that defense. And then, as we touched on, this is one of the best defensive units in football. It's a top five run defense, top 10 overall defense. This season, they get after the quarterback. They're good in coverage. They're good on his back end. And he is one of the preeminent players on that unit. So he's somebody they're going to have to prepare for. And it's good, right? When you have Trent Brown back at right tackle, there's a trickle-down effect. Everybody else's job gets a little bit easier because there's not as much double teams. You don't have to worry about as much as the guy next to you. The scheme gets to change a little bit because you're pretty confident, right? Trent Brown, one-on-one, is going to take care of his man. So DeForest Buckner is definitely one of the best defensive linemen in the league and somebody the Raiders are going to have to worry about on Sunday and prioritize.
Someone the Raiders defense is going to have to worry about and prioritize on is Phillip Rivers. It's somebody that this team's very familiar with, a former AFC West foe with the Chargers, now with the Colts wearing blue. Little bit weird, I think, but still, Carr spoke highly of him. What do you make of Phillip Rivers? Though he is playing a bit injured and has a toe issue going on right now, he didn't practice today. There's still a lot of time for him to get in reps. He's the kind of guy you're always expecting to see on the field. So what do you make of Phillip Rivers against this Raiders team?
Yeah, I think Phillip Rivers, let's be honest about this, right? He's not the Phillip Rivers of old. He's not quite the same guy. He was never super mobile to begin with, and he's certainly not as mobile now. You see a lot of the times on running packages or on short yardage situations, Jacoby Brissett will come in, the backup quarterback, and maybe do a QB sneak, or there's a package built in for him around his mobility because Phillip Rivers doesn't have any. But with that said, even at the age of 39, this is a veteran quarterback that knows how to play the position. You look at the numbers, completing 68.1% of his passes, 3,263 yards. So if he plays all 16 games, probably going to go over 4,000 again. 18 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, 2-to-1 interception ratio, a touchdown interception ratio. You'll live with that. The Colts offensive line is tremendous. It's one of the best units in all of football. He's rarely pressured in the bottom 5 in terms of pressure percentage. Opposing defenses do not pressure him because of how sturdy that unit is. It's a good fit for him because of how good that line is and how much mobility he doesn't have. But again, he's more than capable of going out and having a big day. I think the Raiders know that. They've seen it for 15 years, and they're going to be respectful of that even at the age of 39.
Oh, great stuff, Sam. As always, we appreciate you coming in and giving us all that insight ahead of this week starting up. A big, key, important matchup for the Raiders from this playoff race against the Colts, who are right now at 8-4. The Raiders 7-5. Going head to head, this one will matter, and we will have all of the information for you on this game leading up to it ahead of Sunday with the Vegas Nation crew. So make sure to check out vegasnation.com. Check out all the stuff in print as well. Always pick up a copy of the paper. Sam's got some great stuff coming out in there as well. For Sam Gordon, I'm Heidi Fang. Thank you for watching.